Welcome to today's family check-in session by the Almond brand. The Almond brand is a relationship coaching brand where we teach about love and relationship to singles, dating, those in courtship, and help them discover themselves and also guide them through their journey in relationship. And we are using biblical and psychological principles to make sure that you are having it in the whole 360 degree. So first I want to say thank you to everybody joining here this evening. At the Almond Brand, we believe that strong families are actually built on understanding, compassion, and conversation that actually here. And tonight we'll be having one of those important conversation, which is understanding gender-based violence, legal and social perspective. So
Yeah.
gender-based violence, just so you know, is not just a woman issue or men issue. It's actually a human issue, like
Yes.
HUMAN issue. It affects
Yes.
families, relationship, communities, and even the future of our children and us. Many
Yeah.
people suffer in silence, not because that they want to, but because they do not know their rights, where to find help, and how society will actually perceive them. So tonight conversation matters. We are going to learn and understand legally what gender-based violence is, our right, protection under the law, cultural belief, family expectation. Just our speaker will do it. So we have the privilege to have our speaker here tonight, and I'll be reading her profile in a jiffy. So Olaniyi Oluwasemilore, Semi,
Oluwasemilore.
thank you, is a passionate and driven law graduate from the University of Ibadan, currently
Yeah.
undergoing professional training at the Nigerian Law School with a strong foundation in legal principles and hands-on experience in advocacy and public service. She's committed to using law as a tool for justice, healing, and empowerment. Her dedication to social impact is reflected in her volunteer work with the Asido Foundation, where she supported mental health awareness initiative and the Women's Law Clinic, where she served as a clinician providing legal aid and guidance to women in vulnerable situations. She also held an official role with Manowo, University of Ibadan, where she developed leadership, discipline, and teamwork skills through community service and paramilitary style training. Beyond the law, she is deeply interested in issues surrounding business, family, relationship, health, fitness, with spiritual growth. She believes in living a purpose-driven life rooted in faith and integrity and service to others. She continually seeks opportunities to grow, contribute, and make a meaningful difference in the life of others, both within and outside the legal field. So, ladies and gentlemen, family, help me welcome our speaker for tonight, Olaniyi Oluwasemilore. Help me welcome her with a clapping ovation, a hand signal. Let's welcome her.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much
Thank you
for the
so
warm
much for joining.
reception. Thank you, Mar. So today we are going to be talking about gender-based violence, and like you rightly said, that gender-based violence is not a woman issue. It's not a female girl child issue alone. It is woman. HUMAN. So, and this particular topic we are trying to like discuss today is affecting millions in Nigeria. As simple, if I, I'm glad one happened was it not yesterday night. Insta blog has carried everything and all that. I don't know. Is there anybody on here who would like to like take us on what he or she understands on gender based? When you hear it, what exactly comes to your mind? Anyone, you could unmute your mic and talk to us, please. My lady, Moyosore, what do you understand as that based violence, please? My host, is there still like how many participants do we have?
Okay, we have seven, and yeah, so if you're not in a place that you can speak, you can actually type. So, but you can go on. You can go on. Maybe as the type, I'll
Anyone?
read it.
Okay, so I think I'll just pick it.
Yeah.
I would take it on my own. So anytime we have gender-based violence, it refers to any harmful acts Can you hear me, please? I need feedback.
Yes, I thought I was answering
Yes,
you.
we
I
can hear
didn't know
you.
it
Yes,
was.
we can hear
I did not unmute my mic.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. I've been
I
hearing
hear-
you. So I think there's no one willing to help us. I'm just going to talk about it. It refers to gender-based violence. Refers to any harmful act directed at someone based on their gender, maybe because you know that this particular person cannot help themselves, and they decide to strike. And it could be economic, it could be physical, it could be sexual, it could be psychological. You not necessarily eating physically, but all these steps that I mentioned now can also contribute and attributed to gender-based violence. And importantly, most victims here in Nigeria are actually the female, and they're actually the women, the girl child, female gender in particular, most of them. But that does not like despise the fact that we do have the boy child also being abused. Apparently, I think we should just talk about the forms of gender-based violence, as we said earlier on. We said the forms include economic attack on someone. It also includes psychological abuse on anyone, on either the man in the house, the woman in the house, the child on the streets. Once you see someone being assaulted, that means that person is going through gender-based violence. And a prominent act that we have that covers this particular topic that we're discussing is the Gender Against Persons Prohibition Act that was made in 2015. This act, one would think that okay, oh, it's someone that actually has a say, one that is actually that has roots. However, reverse is the case. In fact, most states did not even implement this, did not accept this law, not talk of implementing it, not talk of you using the sanctions provided in the law against against perpetrators of this gender-based violence. Like I said earlier on, we had a case just yesterday night that is trending on Insta blog and everything, where someone with title actually assaulted his wife. I don't know that kind of person. Okay, maybe not directly, but he sent his money did it right. He sent people to go and please, I need feedback. You people should not leave me alone on this platform. Please,
Yeah,
you
we are
guys should
with you.
unmute your mic and
Yes,
at
yes, we
least
are
let me
with
hear,
you,
okay,
ma. We are with
yes.
you.
That okay. We know about that particular scenario where he actually organized talks to go and beat up his wife,
Yeah.
quote and
Good.
unquote,
Yeah.
and his wife's sister. I mean, his wife's brother. You can imagine, even though she had a male gender, also, this is also is also attributing to the fact when I said gender-based violence could be to any gender, because both this supposed wife and her brother, who is not the wife's gender, who is not who is not a female, were attacked. So this is, I mean, it's very appalling to hear that someone with that timber and caliber, someone with that title is doing like that. At the end of the day, we can see that this particular matter that we're talking about, this particular gender-based violence topic, is more of societal. I don't know what I think. The society, there's no way. We're always looking for excuses to allow these people, these perpetrators, to just bypass. This particular person we are talking about, I I saw it on Insta vlog, which I think early this hours, early morning, said it's better to be crying in a Lamborghini than to be crying in a Keke Napep. I mean, that kind of thing is quite is hilarious, but it's not funny also because it's not even meant to be. It's not supposed to be a debated topic at all. Do you get? This kind of thing is a really, really bad thing. It's a negative thing that's supposed to be sanctioned. Let's say we're a place where the law actually works, but we know where we are. We know what it is in this country. Like I said earlier on, the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act of 2015 is a major law set for this particular court, but it has been does I can't say it has been reactive, neither can I say it has been proactive in ensuring or curbing this gender-based violence in the society. We also have the societal perspectives of how a woman is supposed to be subject to an authority. Like we are not human. It's not does not make sense, but we are trying to rewrite this particular story, this particular myth that we have. Because I remember a particular case in the women's law clinic when I was on my undergraduate days. There was this particular woman that was being her husband was a pastor. Okay, so like she married a pastor and all that. So this man would actually I won't be able to give details because of confidentiality, but this man would actually beat her at home, come out publicly to appraise her, but still talk to her in some way, coded way,
Ah,
that women have to submit
yeah.
to the hand to the head of the family. Please, who is the head of the family in this context? If not this man. So I mean, it was like doing it psychologically, physically at home, and also torturing her mentally
In
when she
public.
goes to school. I'm like, so at the end of the day, the woman cried out for help, and in some way, we were able to like curb. We got judicial separation for her, but we know that at least 1 out of 10 are the ones that actually cry out at the early stage. If the person never cry, if they've not killed that person, if they have not killed that person has not gone to meet Jehovah and say, hello, daddy, they have sent me home. What shall I do? That person, most of them will not talk. Most of these victims will
Yeah.
not, most likely not talk about their being abused because of the way we see it, the way our societal perspective of this particular topic is, which is really, really disastrous because I can't imagine. I think another scenario that's coming to my mind right now is when I grew up in a really strict religious background. You know, my dad is a pastor and all that. So he had this junior pastor too that, was seeing vision that I am his wife. Uh-huh.
Oh,
So at some point, it was at some point. Yes, I am not saying you should disrespect your spiritual leaders and all that. At some point, he would say when I want to greet him, I should kneel down and greet him. I'm like, okay, even outside, you mean I should kneel down to greet you? In this, I'm not saying this was I was in 400 level. This was like 3 years ago. It's not 1990. This was like 2021. I'm like, mommy, I told her, oh, Bobo. I don't know how to say it in English. I'm saying, see, this fire, the smoke has started. Whether you kill it now, I'm not ready to be subjected to any subjugation in any form. And I knew it because not long after he got married to somebody else and all that. And when the news came, I was like, should I told you, the God that did it for him should avoid me. So well, and these are just practical examples of this gender-based violence issue. Look at me, if I'm not that educated, if I'm not this exposed, I may see no reason as to why I should not bow down to man or kneel down and it's small, small now. There's an adage in Yoruba that says, the load of a mad woman, he picks it one by one. So it doesn't start big all at once. You would have been seeing it gradually, gradually. So we're just going to like use this space of ours to talk about it, and we're going to give our opinions. Is there anyone in the audience that has actually experienced either or has seen someone experience it close to him or her that has experienced this particular topic that we're talking about, this gender-based violence? Is there anyone I'd like you to signify?
Okay. While we are still waiting, I think there's one. I don't know if it's part of gender based violence, but it's the wife was pregnant, and when she was in labor, the the doctors told the husband that um she was going to give birth through CS and something. I don't know if it's going to be, but he told them that God told him that his wife will not give birth through CS.
Hey,
The Lord did not speak to him that any wife of his will ever give birth through CS. I know that it's not generally, I think to me, I just feel like it was a psychological violence to me. I don't know because this lady, in the quote of being submissive, she did not even call her parents. She did not, yeah, she
appearance.
did not call anybody.
Hey God.
So she
Eh?
was trying
And this,
she was trying to
oh God.
push, she was trying to, oh my God. The long story cut short is that we lost her.
The man has married, I'm
We
sure.
lost her and the parents of the girl came to arrest them. Like they could not have it.
They won't get
And another
get
one
job.
that hit close to home was
Oh,
in my it was my junior sister doing NYSC. So you know normally you used to see it on story that husband hits wife with or this one, wife stabbed this one. I don't use all
yeah.
that I think they used to fabricate all those things for clout. And no, until the she just called and said you will not believe what just happened. The wife, they had a little quarrel that night and the husband went slept with knife underneath his pillow.
Hey,
So you know, apparently my kind of when I see that it's you that will be in that house that night. The devil, since I know that
do you
devil used to enter people, it's not me that used and do. I gave my life to
know,
Christ. So, but she just texted her junior sister that she don't understand why this man is putting knife under her pillow, and oh,
hey,
and she was pregnant. And it's, when her spirit told her, I felt like she would have left honestly, but she did not. And that was how I don't know what
you
happened. It
know,
was he stabbed her at, and you know
hey God.
there's this vein in the neck. Like once you just forget it. And also
Once the court is gone,
once yes, so after he did it,
R.I.P.
he did it and stabbed himself.
Oh God.
He stabbed himself, but it was unfortunate that before members they have not seen anybody. Morning had reached, they not see both of them come out of the house. And what was going on? They had to now break.
That's when now
They had to break the door to come and start rushing them to hospital. But the man survived. The woman did not survive. And also since then, I don't used to. Anytime I hear the one finger lay, please just carry your load and just be going home.
and those
Whether
waka
male,
in
whether
front.
female, just carry your bag and go.
Avoid, honestly, avoid me. Avoid me. Okay, God will help us. This we should try and help ourselves. This matter also reminds me of this Osinachi's husband. Yeah, this 2022 case that just got this 23 count charged man that sexually abused his wife, and she later passed. I don't know if you remember that case. They just sentenced the man to death by hanging or
Yeah,
something. We don't even know whether or not that particular sentence is just on the surface, or whether they're going to carry it out,
yeah,
because that kind of thing was more of like national. I feel like that kind of thing should also the public. I mean, we should carry the public. We should make the public aware, the society aware that okay, this is what happened, and this is how we ended his life, so that it would serve as lesson to some semi-deming goats that in human form, that this is what will happen if this continues. But then we all know how it is. Nothing. We just heard that he was sentenced to 23. He was sentenced to death. But we don't know. In fact, I'm very sure he's still alive. Don't let me say I'm very sure, because we are on record. But most likely than not, that man is still alive. The person that has died has died. It is well with us. So it is well with us. So I think we should just go to what to do in order to curb this gender-based violence.
yeah,
We have laws, like I said, that protect gender-based violence, but then we know that these laws are not functioning properly. So I, on my own part, have been trying to advocate for equality. I've been trying to advocate for basic fundamental human rights, access to fundamental human rights, access to justice. I've been doing a little bit of volunteering for grassroots levels. People that I know that cannot afford litigation, I try to bring them up with bodies that can help them. An example is the women's law clinic that I mentioned earlier on. If another example is when we run pro bono cases for people that cannot afford the cost of litigation. Yes, I also when I have lawyers that do this kind of cases. I'm not yet a lawyer. Don't worry, don't worry. By July next year now, you'll be I'll be a proper lawyer. I'll also be handling cases on my own personally. But yes, prior to then, I have people that when I know once I sense anything around them that this particular person, it could be a man, it could be a woman, because I've seen just one male case. I've not seen, but I'm always seen. I've seen about five women cases now, but I've noticed a man in church that we will close from church. He will not want to go home.
Ah.
He will just he will say that he's enjoying fresh air. That was where I started suspecting you. That what's going on. He's a man. They have ego. They will not want to talk and all that. So I had to come in through my dad. You have to like talk to him. That was when I knew that. So I kind of I linked him up with someone that with a lawyer that I know that could handle the case. And we thank God at least he has access to the kids, although they are judicially separated. Because for the benefit of both parties, do you get?
Yeah.
So that is one. We need laws to protect victims judiciary. Really, that particular that laws to protect, and the implementation, correct implementation of it is most. But we are trying. The little I can do, I'm trying. If you know anyone that is involved, that most likely is a victim of this gender-based violence, please do not keep quiet. Reach out to me. I can always link that person up with the person that will take it right up from there. And I'm very certain that it's going to be confidential. Okay, so another thing we can do is speaking up. Like I said, most people don't speak up until they die. And it's really sad because once a life is lost, there's really nothing that we can do. The best, very best, is to just get damages and the court or the perpetrator should be sentenced to death or something. But you cannot restore that life lost.
I was
You
lost.
cannot
Yeah.
restore it back. Once it's gone, it is gone. So instead of you waiting to that extreme case, why not just speak up when you can sense it? Speak up when you can live now. And most women, especially married women, they tend to like shut up because they say because of their kids. What they don't know is that if they die, those kids will have to face reality with another strange with the most wicked words. So when you are trying to like protect these kids, quote and unquote, and you are sabotaging your own life, you are risking your own life, it doesn't just make sense. So when we recognize someone, the traits of gender-based violence, we should at least try and tell them, we should encourage them to speak up. And this thing is not once that you try. I remember a particular case also when I was in the University of Ibadan. I just noticed that this man has about four girls, and they stay around me. So that the eldest was always very withdrawn. The others used to play, and she was about 12 then. She was just going to 13. So she was just very withdrawn. I'm like, okay, what's going on? This is not this is quite unusual. This is not usual because at this age you should play, scatter, play like there's no tomorrow. I mean, they're not thinking of anything now.
Yeah.
Now we they think of tax reduction, tax. I was thinking of how to calculate our tax next year and how much the federal government will be deducting from us. So I just noticed that she was quite,
Reserved.
to herself, cold, reserved. So I spoke to her. You say nothing, nothing. I had to comfort, nothing. But gradually. So I'll just give. Sometimes my class come and eat. Yeah, let's talk, let's gist. We just listen about school. I was class today. Gradually I noticed that actually our teacher was doing soft stuff with that particular lady. And her mom and her parents are not together. They are. They're not separated. They're not legally separated, but they're not living. They're not living together.
Mm.
Ah, I had to, I had to advocate her leaving that school, and I had to put her in another school entirely. So we had to seek for help and all that financial help because I can. Who am I? I'm just a pencil in hand of the creator. I don't have I don't have that financial buoyancy to do that kind of thing. So I had to speak up to some people, and we picked her from that school, and we enrolled her in another school, in another secondary school. She should be in a JS2, JS3 now. You see, that's an example. You know, she didn't speak up,
Yeah.
but I was persistent. I kept on, I was watchful. I checked her out and all that. So, to the extent that her first menstruation was, it is well. Let's not go into the
Yeah.
details. So another thing that we can do is we should create safe spaces for for survivors. At the end of the day, we realize that most people don't want to talk because they once this begin to look down on you. I don't know, and I understand them in some way because let's not let's not if I have now that I will still try to, help someone reaches out to us to like tell us anything. We should understand that that person, the ability for that person to come and talk to you, that person has thought of 1,000 plus one reasons to not come to talk to you,
Yeah.
but still decided to come and talk to you. So you should respect that person, and I don't know, just try in all your possible best to like be confidential and help as soon as you can. Don't try and delay help. Don't, because justice delayed is justice denied, like they said. Anything can happen. Life and death, 1 second. Bam. So anything can happen. On this course, I partnered with Women Safe House. They are in Ibadan. They have office address in Ibadan. They have one in I think they have one in Lagos. So this particular house now, I don't me myself, I don't know the house. So you cannot know the specific. But once they notice that this particular person is a victim of gender-based violence, and I call them to go and pick up, they will link up with that person and pick that person up. It could be for a month, it could be for 3 months. The person will be fed, clothed, and will be under safe space. I don't know the address, so don't ask me. So when I don't know the address, there's no way I can tell you. I don't know if you understand me. So this kind of safe space for survivors, I would once I'm also the Jagaban now, once I become a proper a proper lawyer, these are kind of things
Yeah.
that I would like to them to help, because if not for that kind of house now, I don't think because there are some extreme cases, very extreme
There,
cases
speaking,
that
speak. Yeah,
you just need to carry that person like this and disappear.
it's true. So true.
So having such houses, remember I said the first one is laws, advocating laws that will protect this gender-based victims. I talked about speaking up when they speak up to us too. We should understand that confidentiality, and we should always be ready to help. And then I will now talk about safe space, creating safe space for survivors. I think the last part will be education, raising awareness among people. I there's quite a lot. Like I said, I grew up in a religious setting in a semi-rural place. So I was surprised when I noticed that they were still doing FGM, female genital mutilation, in this century. No, no, no. It's not 1990. It's not 2001. It's not 2005. I'm talking as early as 2018, 2019 during COVID. I'm like, why would you want to utilize a female child? Let her be, please. So I had to call my lecturers from Women Law Clinics. I invited them to our church to come and like, please come and talk to these people. I beg, because they will be like, I don't know anything. But I tried to talk about it, but they're like, I don't know anything. That's why I'm talking like that. That this thing is helpful to the girl child. So I had to invite um, health professionals to come and talk to them. That no, although I believe but it has really really reduced in my environment, in, like close proximity. I've been able to like
Yeah.
reduce it to a very long, to a very subsidized rate.
Mm,
So I think one other thing I would like to say is education between, like the way we talk about sex education in secondary and primary school. We should also learn to like bring this in, because I mean, why would a teacher be molesting a girl child? That means I'm sure she's not the only victim in that school, and I'm sure he's not the only perpetrator in that school. I could not get justice because the girl was very scared, and I had no, I didn't want to blow up the whole matter
yeah.
and all that. But I wrote to the school. I wrote to the school authority saying this, and I picked the girl up. But I'm not so certain that the school acted on it. I'm not certain. But just imagine, But if there is a particular maybe a week where students are taught that when the man touches you anyhow, when he harasses you, when they spank your breasts, when this all this nonsensical play that
Funny
they do in the
enough,
school.
when I was doing NYSC
Okay.
and it was International Male Child Day, yes, the boy child,
Okay.
yes, I particularly told them that hope you are aware that they used to molest boy child too. I have,
Yes.
yes, I have to take it
Yes.
upon myself. So that if somebody touch you the way you don't like, shout, talk, because I found out that
Yeah.
I was reading a book and I found out that the problem he had was that it was their neighbor, the neighbor's the maid that the neighbor brought, not that the parent brought the maid to the house, but the
God.
maid in
God, I beg.
the neighbor's maid that they will say, please watch my child for me.
For me,
Yes, it was how
now that
it was this,
hey,
and
God.
she was 18, he was like 6 years. So from that time, she had already started molesting him. So
Hey.
I found out that it's not only just female child that they used to actually do this to. So like you said, if you can
Mole.
actually educate people about it, and I'm brought to the attention of this particular case of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I don't know if you had. So I actually like watching superheroes movie. So Amber Help is I want a superpower to just disappear and appear. I wish God can grant it to me. I'm tired of dressing up to entering bus to go to places. So apparently
Hey.
it was she already had it in mind after they are married that she was going to get divorced with a particular amount of money. So
Okay.
she started planning ahead of time. So normally I'm not one to put my mouth in things like this thing, but this was I saw that she was the star of Aquaman and all.
Ah.
Yes,
Okay.
she was the star of Aquaman with Aquaman. She was his to fiance in Aquaman. So when the news came out, it was during a court proceedings. I followed this court proceeding. You would think that I was there when it happened. Every court proceeding he went to, I was there during the court proceeding watching online. So apparently,
Hey.
she had
Oshe.
already. She,
Advocate.
it's not something. So apparently, she had already when she knew that she was going to, it was time for her to leave the marriage. She told them that this guy Johnny Depp beat her. I don't know if you've watched Pirates. You know this guy that used to wear pirates. I've forgotten the movie that Johnny Depp. actually, but it's a famous movie that made him blow. And also he had, but because she had already started planning him, all the time that he was drunk and he passed out, she took pictures of him being drunk. Because she had already aligned everything that he was drunk and he beat her, and it was something else. All the movies that he had planned out, everything was cancelled. He lost everything in court proceeding and all, and he could not
I like that.
prove himself. So,
I like that.
but
I
years,
mean,
but see, but years down the line, he had a comeback.
yeah.
That's when
Okay.
everything started coming out. It's not that he actually beat her. She had planned. See,
It was a setup.
yes, she had planned everything, and because he was drunk, I used to tell people, you see, alcohol, count me out of it. Alcohol can put you in problem that you cannot.
I second your motion.
I'm telling
I
you,
second.
it will cause problem for you. But at that time, she had already planned, set she has set the camera. He did not know, it's his wife. Why will you ever suspect that your wife is putting videos in the house and all those kind of things? So she has staged everything possible. But God helping him, everything came out. When they went to the court, all her lies, everything, all her words, let's use words, they were not adding up. They were not
Huh.
adding, everything was just coming out. Even me, I was so shocked that how can somebody be this crafty and put a man
I'm
in
quiet.
danger? You put him in danger to the extent that he lost everything and went to square one. I'm telling you. And you were there acting film. I mean, I followed to act the movie, to watch the movie rather. So when the at the end she had to pay him, she lost the lawsuit. When her stories, she had to pay him, is it $45 million? I don't even know how much she had to, 45, to against for everything she did to him. That was how
You
he,
can.
I'm telling you, that was how he came back. Oh, and I was so shocked that you took your time to plan something immediately you got married. Make sure that the thing align very well. And this man, no, no, that's actually a psychological, financial violence in every way possible. And also it's not usually just that's an example that used to still touch me to date. So
Wait.
I we have certain questions that came in. So I don't know
Okay.
if you, okay. So someone is asking that, okay, we are saying that physical, emotional and psychological abuse are also part of gender based, but in the court of law, is it being recognized? If I go and tell a lawyer now that,
How will you prove it? That hello, sir, my lord. I have been emotionally abused.
guys,
Oh,
so the person is asking, is it
so
recognized by law or is it only physical violence?
well, I will not want to give a direct answer. But yes, I know that there's something called specific damages and there's something called general damages. I know that when we are seeking for general damages, we used to say cost of emotional and psychological trauma, something like that.
Okay.
So if I should come under that, I would say that yes, office, the courts recognize something called emotional
Mm.
violence. Yes, if I'm to come under that.
So it's so,
But then,
okay.
okay,
Continue, I'm listening.
but then I have not clearly seen a direct case of that this particular person
Yeah.
was sentenced to 2 months imprisonment because of emotional violence.
Wow. Hmm. So okay, okay, in this case now, what do you think, how can survivors gather evidence if they have been abused but they don't have physical evidence? What do you think they should actually do?
Oh. You know, in order to sabotage what you just said now, the scenario you just
Yeah.
painted now, that's why we have to like we have to be sure that this particular person did this thing. So honestly, if there is no, it may not be you necessarily, it may not be like physically, it may be like a third party, someone is seeing it, someone noticed it, someone in church.
Oh.
Like, I said this now, I noticed that this particular lady was reserved, and she was not jovial, she was not moving the way our mates are supposed to be moving. That was what called my attention. Do you get? So when
Hmm.
there's maybe like what would I say, a third party noticing it, maybe there's a, what's the word now, there is, I can't seem to place the word now.
Yeah.
There is someone that can attest to the fact that okay, oh, I can sense something going on, and most likely make it two. Don't make the person one. Do you get, for you to
Yeah.
have proper ground?
Mm.
Make it maybe like two.
Yeah.
Emotional. You could. I remember, good. I remember a particular talking stage that I was into, and I just noticed that whenever we had issues to sort, it's normal for every one of us to like have a particular problem, that a particular issue. I don't like this, so I like this. I just noticed that it's not always attacking the problem; it's always attacking the person. It's always attacking me.
Yeah.
So I think I did something. I think he called me and I was busy. I sold dresses and I could not, I think I was running some
Mhm.
errands then and I could not pick up his call. So as soon as I could call back, I was like, hello, sorry. And he was just so angry at me. Why would you not pick your call? You're supposed to pick your call and tell me that. I said, hey, ah, uncle, excuse sir, Mr. Man. That's not gotten to this extent, though. But I shall told him sorry that day. But however, I was still with my customer. But she was like, "Ah, who were you talking to that way? Who was talking to you in that manner?" I said, my boyfriend. He said, ah, your boyfriend. Your boyfriend is not talking to you in that manner. That is not showing emotional maturity at all. That's why would you be shouting on a particular girl to me? I said, "Ah, maybe he's having a bad day. I've been a lover girl before." Listen, we don't judge. Listen, we don't judge.
I
Don't
know
judge
that
me.
we don't judge. It just makes me remember a particular. It was not even talking stage. It was just like hi hi, and the person was like,
Okay.
ah, somebody did something to me, and I said, oh, sorry about it. So apparently, I did not know that it's this person that did the thing to him. So the person passed where I was, and I greeted her like, ah, oh, nice to meet you. He just turned to me and said, that is the person that did something to me. And you have the right, you had the effrontery to talk to her. I'm like, please, I don't know you from anywhere. You just gisting me your life story. I mean, how am I supposed to
To
know?
know.
You know, say, see, if this friendship is going to work, you cannot be friends with her. I say, from where to where?
Ooh, ah, ah.
Ah, it's not even relationship, it's friendship. I just,
Right?
this disappear. Just disappear like this. From where to where? If friendship should work, I should cut from who are you? So that, so another question is actually here, but to actually add to that, I think survivors, to get, if they actually want to get over this, one thing that helped Johnny Depp later on
Okay.
was that in the 4 years of him not being in the societal phase, he gathered evidence. Hey, comfort, if you see evidence that he took, he was quiet for 4 years. He did not talk. He took his time to get back his status.
You're back.
So he gathered
Oh,
evidence that when she was talking, even the people that came to give testimony, their stories were not even, they did not do group meeting to get their lies straight. It was just showing. Another kind of thing. You can also get witness statement from people that have saw it, because that's what Johnny did. He went to get witness statements and financial records. Apparently, she have been planning it and all those kind of thing. Report early. So you can actually do something like that. Keep messages, keep all those things, especially if it's in your state where you know that since it's emotional, nobody will say that. Nobody is in your mind or your emotion. You don't have evidence. So you need this other part and all. So someone is actually asking that for,
please, can you give me like a minute
yeah,
also? So I have verified section 14 of the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act of 2015. It actually prohibits emotional, verbal, and psychological abuse.
oh,
Section 14. You know that those particular ones now does not include physical at all.
yeah,
Emotional. So yes, nice is emotional abuse. So that, yeah, you can go to the next.
yeah.
Yes.
So the question is, okay, in this case, especially we used to hear of restraining orders, protection order, and how can someone actually apply for one? She's been in a relationship and she feels that she's in danger. So can is it possible
Yes.
for her to apply, especially in the case of Nigeria? Does it work in Nigeria? If she
Yes, it
can
does.
she
Yes,
apply for
restraining
it?
orders work. You can get an interim injunction. Restraining orders work. It works. You don't even you don't, you may not even know the person, but once you know that the person is going to harm you, you can restrain that person.
Mm,
You can so the person should talk. You can send me a message. At the end of this
okay.
session, I'm going to drop my number. You can send me a message. I can link you up with a particular lawyer that can help you in drafting the restraining order, the interim injunction. They're going to serve that person that's in your life. If I'm going like this,
Yeah.
go like this. That kind of thing. Yes, you can get it.
Okay.
You
So
can get it.
this
Even
particular
if you're married.
question is from me.
Yeah.
So we heard of the
Okay.
case recently that an Uber driver was this and that, and later when the girl got stopped,
Ooh.
the line was
Okay.
the thing was not even following and all. So this is my question: can somebody be
Okay.
held accountable for false accusation of gender-based violence? You know, normally the statistics shows that men are more violent than women and all. I think that was what she used, and everybody were like, "Ah, we will not agree, we no go agree." You get, and at everybody came at him. But now that this
Okay.
has happened, can somebody actually be held accountable for false accusation of gender-based violence?
Yes, you can be held for false accusation
Uh,
of gender based. That's why we take that legal officers. They take like lawyers, clerks, court clerks, and all that beliefs. When we report that kind of thing, we actually do a lot of underground investigation. But still, we know that there are some people that are actually being accused falsely, maybe to get monetary compensation, maybe because you love somebody from beginning and then the person is now loving you back now. You know, funny stories. So you just want to just get out by fire by killers, and you now decide to just implicate somebody's life, somebody's programmed special life. You now decided to scatter it.
yeah,
When that kind of thing happens, there's repercussion. Oh. There's repercussion. So the party involved, the what do I call it now, victim of false accusation,
yeah,
can take the matter to court and say, okay, oh, on this basis and that basis, like the one you gave us now,
mm,
you know, you gave us an example some minutes ago, Johnny Dream or something that he said
yeah,
he also gathered evidence. The point is the law just favors as the highest evidence,
hmm,
one with the one that has the greatest evidence is the one that's going to win. If you did not do something or you did something and you cannot prove it, there's no
yeah,
how you will most likely not suffer it.
hmm,
So the best bet now in this kind of situation is for you to like get your evidence, get as much as you can, rely on it, put it in a written address. There's something we call written address
yeah,
in law when you're filing. So write it, and this is why
mm,
you feel like this is not right. That kind of thing can be done, and yes, the person will most likely be fined and imprisoned also, and even it could be like you say tender a public apology. I've seen a case like that before that she had to write a public apology to the person that she accused, but time has gone. We accuse someone of rape,
can you
and the
just
person has already
imagine
spent 7 years out of life.
the
So
thunder that will
they
fire
will
from
not jam a back. Eh,
Kai? So another
they
question
will
is here
not jam a
that,
back.
okay, can cultural and religious belief contribute to gender-based violence? Like, what is your view on cultural belief when it comes to?
Yes, like I said earlier on, prior to now, prior to now, women we are believed culturally. I think it's women that actually suffer most, even religious. Sorry, oh. But even in the Bible, women are played the weaker vessel. There's no how you see woman submit to your husband. Submission is not subjugation. So there's a thin line between submission and subjugation. Some people can
Hmm,
it is well, but religious and culturally, I
yeah,
would say yes, they actually to a large extent, they contribute to the gender-based violence, and they make women most times,
mm,
women are mostly their victims. Uh-huh.
hmm,
So, and the only way we can curb it, I've said it, grassroots level, we should be creating awareness. This thing is wrong. Sometimes when my mom is saying something, I'll be like, no, mommy, no. Mommy say, Kini. when we okay, I have to interpret it in English. Maybe when there's a particular matter, when we say what did the girl do, I say no, leave the victim alone. Before there's nothing that the girl will do. The man is not a parent. You cannot be beating even your parents cannot be beating you anyhow. Once you've like clocked a certain age, you can't be just yes, African parents can still give you a little glass, a little backhand to like reset your factory setting. But it's not like you now turn you to punch him back. So if you
Yeah.
want to punch back, go to the gym. There are things for you to go and punch. Not that you now break bottle or somebody.
Hmm.
Eh? So this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So when she's saying that, I'm like, no, no, mom, it's not like that. Don't ever victim blame. Stop blaming the victim. It's not, mom will say, kilo bunyeshe. I'm like, don't ask for what the woman did at all. Whoever the person that beat her is who you should talk to, who you should go and reprimand. Leave the victim alone out of the situation. So yeah, my mom, my mom. I'm talking about my mom now because my mom is always like, "What did you get?" So gradually and gradually, and then we just I made mention of my church where I grew up in and all that, and how they married FGM, but they have divorced FGM now. Glory to God.
Yeah.
Because it's believed that female intermutilation will help to keep the girl chaste. uh So, but then we have already like God has helped us. We
Yeah.
have overcome that particular scenario.
So we have two more questions.
That particular, you just have to keep creating awareness. If
Yeah.
it's health awareness to your church, come and talk about. If you sense it, like I did for me, if you sense anything like that's going on, bring in persons to come and talk. Invite them to this kind of platform. Your pastor, because I had to sit my parents down too. They were, they are what's the word now? They are like lead pastors at home. So I
Mm-hmm.
have to sit them down and say no. Well, if Lord catch you, I will not. I am don't think that you have a lawyer. If they should catch you doing this if you do this, it is this. So in fact, once it comes to gender based violence and all that, they will always like call me in.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, but
I
since
get
that is
it.
not my business at all, I have
Yeah.
to like it has to be my business
So
because it has to bring me
I
in.
have a
So
question
you
that is
now
particularly
be an agent.
okay.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
listening to you.
Okay, there's a thin line between discipline, correction, and abuse, especially in parenting and in marriage. So what do you think is different between discipline, correction, and abuse? Like,
Because you can be actually be talking about what you don't like, and the person is taking it as an emotional abuse.
yeah.
Hmm. Well, I would say it's a thin line, like you just said. How to now clearly distinguish it? Ah, maybe when it's becoming constant, and maybe when it is becoming unbearable, and you've spoken to this person about it, and the person keeps doing it.
Hmm.
Maybe like I just talked about my ex, my talking stage. Then maybe I now told him that okay, oh, I don't like the way you talk to me. This one, and we said sorry, sorry, sorry. Then another time again, he tries it again, and I'm like, I don't like. I've told you before now that I don't like this thing, and then he now flares up. I'm the man of this vehicle. Why would you be thinking I'm correcting you and you're saying this one? You know that one has already it's on the way to what destruction. That one is on the way to destruction.
Yeah.
But I would say that we just be careful. We should discern. We should try and we are humans. Sometimes we intent to I'm not talking about physical like this. I still like this, carry your bag and disappear. But emotion try. I think we can give that kind of person a little bit of
Yeah.
space and say, I don't like the way you talk to me. I don't like the way you did this. And let's see. But once you get to like You can't maybe it's shouting on you outside at you outside or something. Once it's getting to an intolerable state, my dear, report or you pack your load.
Yes, okay, yes.
That's what I think.
I'm with you in this particular this. I think correction and discipline actually will guide behavior towards positive growth. Like it's done in a respectful way,
Yeah.
with careful communication. But abuse will instill fear. It will infuse control. Like this time around, it's not even guidance. It's more like domination. And oh, your
Yes.
spirit can sense it that this is
That
domination.
means that's what you said.
Yes. If a discipline is actually causing fear and you are feeling emotionally, you're having trauma, and it's looking like they're humiliating you, using sarcasm to send
Pack your bag.
signals and say some things, kindly dust your
Exactly.
slippers. And oh,
Exactly.
I'm not really a fan of sarcasm. I believe in cracking, you can crack jokes and all those kind of things. But sarcasm that looks like insults, I used to say it when it comes to
Avoid me.
avoid, thank you. Avoid me because
Exactly.
if you are using it to play with everybody, don't try it with me.
This is exactly.
That is what I usually used
Exactly.
to say. So I think this should be all for tonight. But to add to what
Okay.
our speaker has said concerning gender, I don't know particularly why this topic just came to me, and thankfully it is being recorded. I think it's because we're now in a generation where we it's now, it's technology and all, and now we are hearing mental health this, mental. I think if you're not being careful enough, we can
Yes.
overdo it, and even those that did not do something wrong will be blamed. Like they can twist it, and the innocent people can suffer for what they did not do, and the
Good.
perpetrators are
Okay.
walking around in daylight. However, because of the way the world is going and all, they've told our generation that the reason why most of us are not in marriage is because our parents, what's the word, nobody wants to sit down and calm down like our parents. However, in this generation we need to know all these things, because some marriages that lasted 20 years, 30 years, they saw shege. I'm telling you, premium shege. And most of the time that shege affected them mentally. And can give
Okay.
memory loss. Because I know of one that is very
Okay.
close to home, right? Immediately after the girl got
Okay.
married, the husband warned everybody in the family nobody should near his house again.
Wow.
Yes. And on the wedding day,
Lions Den.
I'm telling you, on the wedding day, my mom actually said that she noticed something was wrong, because when they were snapping picture, he did not allow anybody to snap picture with his wife. That,
God, I beg.
that once you come close to take a picture with her, he will put himself in the picture, or he will call
Wow.
her like this. My mother turned and told them that this marriage, she no
It's not like
she no know what's going. And true to her words, her too is just like, you cannot say so much. Like you could not. Yes. Immediately after they got married, he warned everybody in the family, do not near this compound. When the wife gave birth and all, I think I cannot remember vividly, but the one I can remember very well is that the mother, omugo that you come and beat your baby,
yes.
he did not allow the mother to do. She did her omugo by herself, and to the extent that, okay, they live in a duplex. What's the word now? One-story building. So
Okay.
when the mother bring food, because daughter cannot cook, this is the principle in the house. Once she bring in the food, she will
Okay.
come and drop it at the staircase, or with the gate man, the
Wow.
security man. When she leave, that is only when the daughter can come down, because he cannot allow communication between both of them. I'm telling you.
Somebody take prison break. I will break the prison.
So the day, so but she did not want to stay in this marriage, but the mother kept telling her that, see,
Ah,
I'm telling
eh?
you, the mother kept telling her, you married big man. If people hear that you left this your big, if you see the way your wedding was, people should not hear that something happened. But
Mm.
eventually the man said he's not marrying again and
Uh-huh.
returned her to the house.
Yes. Yeah.
But immediately the mother had it, and the
Mm-hmm.
shock made her have high
Oh,
heart attack and die.
my God. And that, my God.
So now everything that she tried to do, everything she tried to do did not still turn out well for her. So I'm just saying that in this generation that we are, with the light that we have in this kind of thing, we should particularly make sure that people are aware of this emotional, physical abuse that is targeted towards, like we said, human. Sometimes targeted towards men because men are seen as the violent people. Sometimes targeted towards women because women are seen as the weaker vessel. It just depends on
Intervention.
the motives, right? Today, I don't even know how that actor and actress. I don't even know who is wrong or who is right. But if I don't want to really place my mind, I was just following the proceedings, right? If I
Okay.
if we follow that kind of thing, you will know that this particular violent case is an act, like you said. If there's no evidence, you don't have any,
Mm-hmm. That when you stand in front of the law, for the law.
yes, you don't have
Yeah.
any case. So if you ever find yourself in this kind of situation, and just dust your slippers, like our speaker have said tonight, you can speak to somebody. You can, the Amon brand, we have counseling session. You can enter my
Okay.
DM, you can actually reach out to talk. We will connect you with those that are closest to you to get you out of this situation before the thing become another case. I'm telling you.
Actually. Oh, we are gone too soon.
Yes, before
Hmm.
it becomes another case. And I am of the belief that God is against divorce, right? But not at the expense of your life. Covenant of life is greater than the covenant of marriage.
Of
I say
marriage.
it till the
Yeah.
end of time, because at the end of the day, when you want to meet your father in heaven because you decided to stay in one place where you have turned to something else, you did not fulfill your purpose. The children you left
And
did not um
they've
did
not
not
developed.
grow. And if
Yes.
you, this kind of case, you have to be very systematic. If unfortunately you found yourself in this kind of, I know of a case where the woman, she saw it coming. She saw her death coming. I'm telling you, she saw her death coming. And what she did is that she has three children. She had to start paying school fees ahead for the three of them. So if something, I'm telling you, anytime I think of the case, she
Oh,
started
good.
paying school fees. The day she died, and the lawyer came to read the will. The first son was going to Covenant University. Second son was going to I'm trying to remember one university. I think Bowen. The third one,
Okay.
the money she had gathered was not, but I think it was Unilag. She paid the, I don't know the conversation she had with with the school and all, but the money for them going to school for the
As
4 years
in paid already.
had been paid. Then
Smart.
then she did not even let her husband know. She built house for the three of them with her sister to take care of.
Hmm.
Yes. She knew the tone.
Okay.
She already knew the kind of person
Person
he
you married
married to.
soon.
So she told herself that, okay, instead of fighting unnecessary battle, and no, and she felt sick. She did not know why she was falling sick. She was just sleeping. Her life was sleeping. So she felt like this sickness is something else. So she started planning ahead,
Yes.
because I think, I don't want to go into more details because it's looking like it was a, and so when the lawyer came and was reading the will, the husband started shouting that which kind of wicked, so she had all this money and was pretending to stay with him in this house. That so she had all this money and the only thing she can give him is car, because she actually gave him one car sef with everything. She
She was generous.
she
She was
was
generous.
generous and all. So
She's a mother Christmas.
I'm telling you. So in this kind of case, I think we should just, it's easier said than being done, but try as much as possible. If you find your case in this kind of, speak up. If you cannot speak, somebody said, if you cannot speak, type. If you cannot type, do body language. But anything you can do to get yourself out of situations like this. And again, please, let's she has already said it all. The way we always used to speak about sexual violence, this one, let's also educate and hint on um gender-based violence.
Younger ones.
Yes,
Okay.
these things are real. These things are actually real. And also, but before course of time, we'll have to stop here tonight. Thank you so much for answering these questions.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so
It was nice having you around. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Maris.
Oh, just
Thank
before we
you.
go, there was one that came in, so I'll just
Okay.
answer the person. The person asked about what would the children that actually saw this gender-based violence, what would they do? I will say this, that for children who actually experience this particular thing, is actually going to is what's the word now? It's hard for them to get over this thing. But if they are not careful, there's something my friend and I discussed when I was in uni. She said she made a statement that she saw her mom go through some things and she hated it from her with her dad acting that way. However, she found out that she became what she hates. She did not know how, but she started becoming like her.
Okay.
So I found out that sometimes it's not enough to hate something. If you do not act on it, you will become the thing that you hate without knowing that you've been psychologically affected by that kind of thing.
Post traumatic
If you
PTSD.
grew up in a family where you saw this kind of thing, your mother beating your father because it happens, or your father
Yes.
beating your mother, or that kind
Your
of
mother.
thing, you have to, it's not enough to say that I will not be like my father or my mother. It's now for you to intentionally take steps to reverse what your mind have been wired, because the brain is a very funny thing. It will be going with what it have seen and think is the normal. It's just like waking up by 11 a.m. every day. Your brain will think is the normal time for to wake up until you rewire it with alarms.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in this kind of thing, I would say first of all, you need to cut out for that kind of thing. Surround yourself with friends, with marriages that are actually better. Surround your books to rewire your brain and all. Get away from all this, what will people say, what will people not say, and all. That's
Oh,
the first
exactly.
thing. Because educate yourself, speak to people, go for therapy, speak to counselors that can help you rewire your brain. That is what I will actually advise if you find yourself in this kind of situation. Because after my friend said that thing, it's just made me see things in a different light. I know. So thank you so much for joining
Thank
us
you, ma'am.
tonight. Thank
Thank you.
you, lawyer,
Thank you.
be lawyer. Me, I'm calling you.
Eh?
Yes.
Baby lawyer.
Now, Olaniyi, we are so happy to have you tonight. Again,
Thank you,
remember
ma'am.
our deal next year again. We should be welcoming you as
The network is breaking. I don't know. I can't hear you clearly.
okay.
I can hear you, but I cannot hear that one that you said.
Can you imagine? So you're a bit sarcastic. You will hear it because we are supposed to
Exactly.
put barrister Olaniyi by next year. You know me and hype. I don't used to I like bragging with people people's accomplishments because it's
Okay.
not easy.
Okay.
It's not, recently when I was studying, I now saw the reason why people that study become doctors don't used to joke with when you put the
Ah,
doctor on their name. I told myself
because
after this
you don't see
course
the
I'm
stick.
studying, like if anybody say anything that did not look like I will not agree.
Just going to
I will
overlook.
not, I
Ignore
will not
it.
agree. And that's why people used to be angry because they have gone through things. They have read so much that you cannot remove their title. So by next week, you
Yeah.
adding your title. Anybody that's come, put back to back.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I like that.
Thank you all
No,
for joining.
thank you so
End of
much,
this
man.
session. We look forward
All
to,
right.
yeah. Thank
I
you,
feel like
Michael. Thank
thank
you.
you. Oh, yeah, sorry. Chauffeur
Yes.
kun. Kenneth. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night, man.
Good night.